It began one calm morning in the garden behind their house. The flowers shimmered with dew, and birds chirped in sweet melodies. Then sudden, everything stopped. The chirping ceased. The wind fell silent. Even the rustling leaves no longer whispered. Annie looked up. "Why is it so quiet?" Asher clapped his hands. No sound. Then a scroll made of thin silver thread floated down from the sky and landed in Asher's hands. On it, a glowing map formed showing a spiraling land between clouds, labeled "The Land of Lost Sounds." A note followed in musical script. "Voices are fading. Joy is trapped, and the silence is growing strong. Only those with sound in their hearts can find the echo thread and make things right again." The siblings exchanged a glance. "It's time," said Annie, and they opened the next glowing portal. They stepped into a strange, hushed realm. It looked like a forest made of bells, flutes, and harp strings, but none made a sound. Floating near a broken wind chime was a tiny, shimmering shape. It was Echo, a creature made of sound wavesets, form pulsing and fading like music on the wind. Though Echo couldn't speak, it sent vibrations that Annie could understand through her chest. "Follow the silence," it seemed to say. They followed Echo past musical trees and across the valley of forgotten songs, where rivers once sang lullabies but now ran still. The Garden of Sound Roots. In the center of this land stood the Sound Garden, a grove of crystal flowers connected by roots that shimmered like instrument strings. There they met Mima, the silent guardian of resonance. She moved gracefully, and every gesture released faint musical tones but broken, like a song missing notes. Mima pointed toward a darkened patch of garden. Vines were dying, roots were tangled, and a shadowy mist loomed above. This was the work of the hushling, a silent creature who fed on joy, laughter, and forgotten voices. Asher studied the map again and noticed an old song fragment written upside down. He turned the scroll sideways. The fragment aligned with the tangled roots. "The echo thread," he cried. "It's hidden in the song." Restoring the harmony, they took a deep breath. Annie closed her eyes and began to hum a lullaby she remembered from her bedtime story. Asher added a soft whistle and tapped a rhythm on his chest. The sounds blended, faint at first, then stronger. The garden shimmered, and the echo thread lit up across the roots. But just then, the hushling rose from the silence. It slithered forward, wrapping the garden in hush. It whispered nothing but that nothing was loud with doubt and fear. Annie stepped forward, holding Echo in her hands. Then she sang. Her voice wove through the silence like light through shadow. Asher stood behind Annie and let out a deep, anchoring tone like a gong of courage. Their united sound pierced the silence. The hushling twisted and trembled, then melted into wind, leaving behind a final soft note that floated into the sky. Sounds returned as the Garden of Sound Roots healed. The music of the realm returned. Laughter echoed through the air. Leaves rustled with soft claps. Streams sang lullabies once more. Mima placed her hand over her heart and bowed. Echo spiraled in a dance of joy. Before they left, each sibling received a tiny chime pendant, strung with a thread of sound light. "If the world ever falls silent again," Annie whispered, "we'll remember this.